Kahoot, I'm going to show you how to create and use them in your classroom. As you see, here is the home page for Kahoot. The web URL is create.kahoot.it/hashtag. When you enter this, you're going to have to enter your username and password and or create. This is the screen that you as the creator will use. It is not the screen that your students will see when they play your Kahoot. The screen they will see is this right here, and we'll get to that in a little bit. So first we're going to show you how to create a quiz. Click on the quiz and start by giving the quiz a name. I'm going to make a state capital quiz. Then click Go. On this page here, you are able to insert a number of questions that you want to ask your students. So my first question I'm going to ask is, what is the state capital of Oregon? I'm now going to drag and drop an image that is related to my question that I have already saved on my desktop. Here I'm going to drag and drop. As that's loading, we need to think about how many points this is going to be worth, or if it is a points question or not. I'm going to make it worth points. You can also check the time limit, and I'm going to make this a 10-second question. As you scroll down, you need to add the answer options. So I'm going to say Boise, Salem, Sacramento, and Denver. You then need to select which is correct. The others are incorrect. You next have the option to add a question, to duplicate your question, or to save and continue. I'm going to add one more question to our quiz. My next question is going to be, what is the state capital of Idaho? Again, dragging and dropping a picture from my desktop, picking the points. This one's going to be no points, and the time limit, I'm going to say 60 seconds. Again, I need to add the options, Boise, Salem, Sacramento, and Denver. The correct answer is Boise, so I need to choose that as well. I can now go back and adjust my questions previously made. I can add more, I can duplicate, or I can save and continue, which is what we're going to do. Next, it shows you all of your questions listed out here. You're able to rearrange the order, edit them in any way. I like what we have, so I'm going to save and continue. Now you need to tell the publisher a little bit more about your quiz. The language is English. Is it public or private? I'm going to make it public, and you need to select your audience. You can add a description, a tag, and you have to add the difficulty level. This is a beginner quiz, so I'm going to make it beginner. We're going to save and continue. Next, this is optional, but you can add a cover image for your Kahoot. Again, I'm going to drag and drop my image from my desktop. At the bottom you see here, it's an experimental where you can embed your YouTube video to be displayed on your background of the lobby screen as your players join the game. So this would be a video that they'd watch as they're waiting for their other classmates to join the game. I'm not going to do this now, but it's an option you can do. I'm going to select Done and Continue. Now you are done creating your quiz, and you have the options to play, to edit, make another, to preview, or to share your Kahoot in another platform. We're going to preview it, which will give us the idea or the feeling as if we are actually playing it in a classroom setting. Here you see two screens. This screen on the left is what your students will see at the front of the classroom. This on the right is what they will see on their individual device. Now, this is what we saw at the beginning on this website here, and that is found at kahoot.it/hashtag/. That's what your students will enter on their personal device. So you have a couple of options down here that you can select. It has to do with music, instructions, and question order. I like what we have, so let's launch our quiz. Once you've launched your quiz, this will show up on the main screen. Students must then go to kahoot.it, and this will appear on their personal device. They will then be asked to enter the game pin, which is located right here or at the front of their screen. So we're going to do that now. They're going to enter, and then they are going to create their nickname and join the game. As students are joining the game, their name will appear here, and you're able to see if all of your students are participating there. Let's start the game now. As you can see, we have the state capital, the picture that we inserted, and it's loading. So our first question is, what is the state capital of Oregon? Students must answer their question based on the color and the shape. So we're going to say that our answer is Salem. And it's correct. We got 750 Kahoots. It instantly shows all students' results and the right answer and the right students' results. We're going to go on to the next, and it shows our scoreboard. I'm at the top of our scoreboard. The next question is the capital of Idaho. So this time I'm going to answer it wrong so you can see what it looks like when students answer the question wrong. And I'm going to say it's Sacramento. On their own personal device, it'll tell them they're incorrect. However, because I'm the only one playing, I'm still in first place. Again, the scoreboard, and after you're done with the whole quiz, it'll tell you who the winner is. And on your personal device, you'll have this fun message that students really like to see. So, for feedback and results, students are able to rate the game. How fun was it? So I'm going to rate it. I think it was pretty fun. I learned something, and I would continue to play this game. Instantly, your information is at the front of the screen for all your students. So you can tell, is this a good quiz? Do I want to try it again for next year? Final results, you're able to download them. It'll show you all the results of your students. You can save it through Google Drive, you can favorite it, you can play it again. Now let's take a look at the discussion. We're back at the home screen, and we're going to create a new Kahoot, a discussion. Remember, discussions only have one question. So our question we're going to talk about is, should our school require school uniforms? It will then take us to this screen where we can add an image or a video. I'm going to add a video for a question that students have to watch before that they can answer their question on school uniforms. So all you do is go to YouTube, copy paste the URL into this here. Now that I've done that, if you only want your students to watch part of the video, you can decide when you start, when you end, and the time it takes. So the length of the video plus, I'm going to say 20 seconds for them to answer the video question. So let's go down to the bottom. Our answers again are no or yes. And we're going to save and continue. Again, you need to fill out this information. It's a beginner. I'm just going to go faster this because we already know how to do it. Again, our picture for our cover, I'm going to add this. Picture of our school uniforms, drag and drop. And now we're done with our quiz. We're going to preview it just like we did before. For time's sake, I've already entered the PIN and my username. We're going to launch and play our game now. Here's the discussion. Should our school require school uniforms? Again, the question's on the screen, not on their individual, just the options are on their individual device.
Are school uniforms actually beneficial?
Now the video will play.
Sure. You look good.
And after they play, students can answer their question, yes or no. I selected no. The results show up instantly, and this is where you are able to talk or discuss the results with your students and have good conversation. Again, you're able to download the results and favorite it if you'd like, play it again, or play a different Kahoot. We're going back to the home page, creating a survey. And we're going to entitle our survey Superheroes. Again, you can add as many questions as you want to about superheroes. I'm just going to create one. What is your favorite superhero? Again, I'm going to add a picture. I'm going to pick the time, 20 seconds, and I'm going to have options Superman or Batman. I could add more questions if I want to, but I'm just going to add one for this experiment. Again, you need to add these settings, banner, you can add a description or a tag. I'm just going to do that for now. I'm going to use the same image. I'm going to continue, and I'm going to preview my survey. That fun music tells me you're ready to go. I'm in, and I'm going to start my survey now. Superheroes, question 1. What is your favorite superhero? Oops, ignore that, please. Alright, and I'm going to answer Batman. Again, there's no right or wrong answers in a survey, it just shows you the results here. Now you'll be able to discuss it with your class. Click next to record or to save your results. That is all for creating a Kahoot, but now I want to show you where you can find the public Kahoots. Here on your home screen, click on Public Kahoots, and you will see a list of all the different Kahoots that were already created, so you can choose to play them, favorite them, or share them. Now that we've learned about the 3 different types of Kahoots, let's take a look at some of the pros and cons. First, pros. Kahoot feels like you're playing a game. It's very engaging for students because it's so much fun. For the teacher, it tracks their individual progress, so you're able to see how your student has grown through the subject as they play this game. They have their own personal devices, so it's an individual test. Also, it encourages competition and discussion. There's public Kahoot and private Kahoot, so you are able to access Kahoots that people have already made. Also, it's connected to Google Drive, which makes things really easy to save the results of your quiz. Now, let's take a look at some of the cons. First, everyone needs their own device. In lower income areas, this is unrealistic because they don't have the funding for everybody to have an iPad or a phone for themselves. The time limit is also a con because maybe a student needs more time to think and process than you've given them. Also, competition. Where it could be good for some students, it could be discouraging for others. Also, you have to be present to participate, and there's no free response to the questions that are being asked. Overall, I believe Kahoot is an excellent learning tool for students and teachers in the classroom. It encourages discussion, it's fun and entertaining, and it's very academic. I hope you have enjoyed this presentation and that you are able to utilize Kahoot in your classroom.